Hi, my name is Sarosh Rizvi. I'm the Executive Director at AAISA, the Alberta Association of Immigrant Serving Agencies, and I serve as one of Alberta's co-leads on the Ukrainian response. Well, right now that's a little complicated. There are some people going to hotels, there's some people going directly to family houses, and there's others going to community hosts. The reality is right now there's no housing solution in place, but especially emergency housing for when people land is probably the biggest need we're seeing on the ground. Right now, what's being done is informal coordination across service agencies, across the Red Cross, and through various community organizations. So temporary housing in this case is housing for people once they arrive. It's usually for up to about 2 weeks and will depend. It may be just for someone to get settled once they arrive. It may be for people who are unvaccinated. It may be time for quarantine, or it may be just some housing until they kind of get their feet on the ground and find a more permanent housing option, or even transition to a different city from the city they first arrived in. So with temporary housing, again, you're usually looking at about 2 weeks, but it depends on the situation, and it depends on what's available for housing in the community. Ideally, I would say about 2 weeks, because that will allow people first to just decompress from the travel. Um, but beyond that, it takes some time to find a more permanent housing solution for people, um, especially given the fact that there is really limited housing and limited affordable housing available, especially in the urban centers throughout Canada. So it's on average about 2 weeks, but sometimes you see it up to even a couple months because it just takes that much longer to find housing or to have people in a place where they can afford to go into a more permanent housing solution.